Inspiring project category is Freedom Forum. Christchurch Anley, South East London is home to the Freedom Forum, a radical Christian ministry dedicated to serving people who have come out of prison. It combines weekly meetings with strong Christian content with reintegration projects like the King's Car Wash and is run by ex-offenders. Christchurch minister Matthew Fitter says, "I've been really impressed with how well the rest of the church, that is the ones who aren't ex-offenders, have welcomed these guys. I think they've seen the difference that God can make to someone's life."
Daz, can you tell me about the Freedom Forum?
Yeah, mate, it's a little Bible study. It's mainly made up of people that have been in prison or psychiatric institutions, and we just basically get together and talk about Jesus, how he's changed our lives. We get anyone in there, really. It's not just open to ex-offenders, people that have been in kind of trouble and stuff. We're open to anyone like Jesus is. And the good thing about it is we share our testimonies and just get together and read God's word and try to encourage one another to stay in the faith and keep on the straight and narrow, really. So suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Does she not light a lamp, sweep the house and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbours and says, "Rejoice with me, I've found my lost coin." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents, or one person, who repents, becomes a Christian, basically. That's what the whole thing means in a nutshell, isn't it? Right, so this is saying she lights a lamp and then sweeps the house clean until she searches for the coin. The coin's not going to be able to sweep the dust off itself. And this is really God sweeping it, so it's God who's cleaning over the top and then coming to the coin. So, who's trying to sweep the rubbish away rather than just saying, "God, you'll have to take me as I am"? Elaine?
I've always tried to do things my way, and it was only, I did think about coming back to get God back in my life, but I did not know how to, or felt guilty if I'd come back after all that time. And it was only because you sort of said to me, and even though I was a bit sceptical, sitting here now, sort of listening to you guys is just bringing back memories. I mean, I knew there had to be a change in my life, and that's why I ended up living where I am. So, so hopefully it's a start now and change and things like that.
That's good.
I think only God could clean me up, only God could start mending me and changing my personality and basically redeeming me, really. And only I couldn't do that by myself, only God could do that. I can only do it with God's help.
Yeah.
I think I've been sweeping for a long time, haven't I, really? So just recently I think I stopped, and I think things just started to sort themselves out a little bit, I think. Yeah.
The good old sweep. My name's Daz, and basically I'm just going to tell you today how Jesus changed me from being a complete and utter scumbag into an half-decent person. Do you know, when I was younger, I was a very, very, how can I put it, a vulnerable man. I was quite scared. And I come up with a genius plan. I started to carry weapons in order to build a reputation up to stop people from bullying me, basically. I was quite a violent man. I remember chasing a group of bouncers through a nightclub. I had a massive, massive pitchfork with horrible spikes on it. Another time I tried to slash a guy's throat. Another time as well I cut a man down the back with a Stanley blade, and I was stabbing him in the back of the head with a Stanley blade. Around about this time I met my girlfriend at the time, and she's now my beautiful wife. She started trying to get me to go to church. But you know what women are like, they're very good at nagging, and she twisted my arm so much she got me to do an Alpha course. Alpha course, I'll recommend it to anyone. What it is it's where people sit down and they just we go through the basics of what Christianity is all about. And it leaves you with one question really, and it's this. Do you want to become mates with Jesus, who loves you so much that he died on the cross for you? He rose again. But yeah, the one thing that I got from this was that I knew that 100% God was real, and that's what I asked him for, to be honest. I never accepted Jesus into my life straight away, but in a crazy sort of way he started to change my life. There was my friends on the street and a group of other boys about to fight, and I jumped in the middle of them, not to get involved in the fight. I pushed them both apart and I said, Jesus doesn't want any of this. Everyone started laughing at me. I wasn't man enough to say, do you know what, I love him, and that's that. So I fell away, got into a fight a little while after that, and I stabbed the man, and he died a couple of days later in hospital. Spent 4 years of my life in psychiatric hospital. But you know, when I was in there, God started to change my life. And the reason was, first of all, because the psychiatric services were brilliant. But also, I realised that if I accepted that Jesus died on a cross and he rose from the dead for me, and if I accepted him into my heart, I could receive forgiveness from God. And that's exactly what I did. And as a result, I'm now able to forgive other people that have, you know, done a wrong to me. But also I just wanted to add as well that if there's anyone listening to this that have been on the receiving end of any of my horrible violence or even of verbal violence, I'm really sorry, and I beg that you would forgive me, especially the family and friends of your friend that I killed. And I'm trying my hardest to stop people from making the same mistakes that I did. I left school with no GCSEs when I was in the psychiatric place. I never got any help from a tutor, and I took 2 English GCSEs and I passed them both. I got released. I got an A-level in psychology and half an A-level in law, because I started working as a labourer on a building site. I became a cleaning supervisor of a cleaning firm that I was working from. I'm a delivery driver and I work in a supermarket now. I'm married to a beautiful woman and I've got 2 beautiful boys. And there's a passage in the Bible, it goes along the lines of something that God says he'll give us more than what we could ever dream or imagine. And I can honestly say when my wife walked up the aisle, I just thought she is just more than I could ever have dreamed.
Don't you remember me then? Me and Phil go way back. I knew Phil, he was knee-high to a grasshopper. I helped out the arts man.
That's good enough for me, love. Consider yourself a Mitchell. Here, look after me back while I nip to the loo, love.
Ha, silly old man.
A man stole my bag. Says he knows you.
You what? What's it look like?
Dark hair, glasses, late 20s.
I'll sort it.
Here, Phil. What's the matter with you? You look a bit angry.
Some scam has robbed Mum. I've got his sword, I'm going to cut him so bad, I'm going to cut his flesh from his bones.
Oh, I can't live in my flag. Here, listen. Luke 23, 34. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I'm telling you, Phil, if you don't forgive him, you won't be forgiven.
No.
Oh, I feel so afraid. I don't know what to do.
Are you alright?
Phil, what on earth have you done?
Do you accept Jesus as your best mate?
I do.
Will you stop living a life that gets on God's nerves?
I will.
Do you want to be forgiven by God?
I do. Forgive me, Lord. I feel different, Phil. I feel forgiven.
Congratulations, Sam. You've just become a Christian. The word of God I gave to him pierced him, separating his joints from marrow. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. Come, what you've been reading the Bible for donkey's years. You should have known I weren't talking about a real sword. I told you, stop reading the King James Version. Read the NIV.
Well, I never thought I'd hear this. Acts chapter 9. Saul on the road to Damascus has come to our swear. Oh, I feel a little bit afraid though. I need my fag. Oh.
Hi Kim, I'm just wondering what you think of this group and why you come here.
It's a chance to socialise and relax and socialise without any end product. You just come in and enjoy yourself and chit-chat to the other people and come here. And Daryl invited me here because I go to him. I'm very depressed and feel I'm all alone, and so he invited me to come here, and I'm glad I do.
Daryl, can you tell me a bit about the social group that you have here?
Yeah, we have Bible study, starts at 2 o'clock every Thursday, but before that we get together at 12, muck about, play pool, darts and all that for a couple of hours, get to know each other. Some of us here, one of my mates, he's not about in a minute, but he likes to have a little dance to the radio. So we have a bit of a squabble over what we should play. No, but anyway, we have a nice play, muck about with darts, like I said, pool, just to get to know each other and all that. And yeah, we've become really good friends here. Yeah, fun.
Hi Dan, can you tell me what you think of this social group and why you come here?
This social group's really good, and I've come here to learn more about Jesus and get to know people that believe in Jesus and have the same respects and points of views as me.
Good afternoon people, I just want to tell you about a little work scheme that we got going on at Christchurch Hanley. There's a few of us here at this church who have not always had squeaky clean paths. Some of us have been in and out of psychiatric hospital, others in and out of prison, others of us have been battling with alcohol and drugs. Not all of us, but some of us here. So what we've done, we've got together and we've set up a little car wash. And what it does, every Monday it gives us the opportunity to have a little bit of part-time paid employment. It's really good because we get to meet up together, have a laugh, we get to wash a few cars and that. And it's really good as well because it's not just about earning a few bob here and there, but it actually really helps to rebuild our lives again. So if you've got a car that needs cleaning, come down to Christchurch Hanley and get it washed. And it's not just about you getting your car washed, actually it's helping people with not so easy past rebuild their lives again.
Would you like to come up and accept your award? Do you want to say anything now?
I don't know, this is my first time here. Is this anyone else's first time in here? Yeah. I don't know about you, but I feel like I don't belong here at all. No, because I used to be a right wrong in the past. Right, but it reminds me like a bit of Jesus. You know, when you go into God's presence, before you know God, you often think, oh, I shouldn't, you think you don't want nothing to do with you. But he does, because of his death, he brings us right into the courts of the Father. And, we don't need to be walking around all shaky and that. We belong to where we are, So it's a bit like God's given me a bit of a reminder, like I'll take you into the Father's presence in heaven and I'll give you a little bit of a guarantee. By the Holy Spirit, I'll lead you around Parliament as well. So, yeah, so I've got nothing to offer at all, absolutely nothing to offer. It's all for Jesus, so might as well, if I could, I'd just leave it for him, really. So, great time.